What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today we are talking about the latest from Holo Taco. I've got their camping collection for review. Now before we get into it, if you haven't heard of Holo Taco before, they are a nail polish brand created by YouTuber Christine of Simply Nailogical, and all their polishes are 10 free, meaning they are free of 10 of the potentially harmful ingredients that can be found in nail polish. They're vegan, meaning they do not use any animal derived ingredients, and they're also cruelty free, meaning they do not test their products on animals. So they just released this camping collection. We've got all the fall vibes. There's 7 new polishes in a variety of different finishes. We have a couple of magnetics. We actually have a star-shaped glitter topper, and then we have a few really beautiful shimmers as well. So let me show you the swatches first, and then we can talk a little bit more about my thoughts on them, pricing, availability, all that good stuff. So roll the swatches. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today it's the Holo Taco base coat. So starting off with the magnetic polishes, this first one is called Feeling Sparks. We've got this gorgeous deep red jelly base, and then within it we have a gorgeous duochromy golden orangey yellow magnetic shimmer, as well as a hollow sparkle and these iridescent red flakies running throughout. Now on camera they're a little bit subtle before you magnetize, but in real life they are very noticeable and beautiful, and I have to say this polish unmagnetized is absolutely stunning in 2 coats on my nail length, but of course I am going to magnetize it just so you can see what it looks like. And first I'm going to do the velvet style of magnetization, basically just applying a 3rd coat and then hovering the magnet around my nails to pull up all of that gorgeous iridescent duochromy shimmer. And you can actually see a little bit of a greenish shift, especially on the left side. So it's just really cool to see how transformative this color is, definitely like a fiery spark. So I thought this was really fun. It's evoking all of the fall vibes for me. It's just all of the fall colors and it's totally perfect. And then of course we have to see what it looks like in the cat eye style. So again, just applying another coat, and then while that's still wet, I'm hovering my magnet over it to draw all of the magnetic pigment towards the center, and basically we are left with this really intense 3-dimensional magnetic shimmer. And then around the edges you can see that beautiful deep red, you can see all of that hollow sparkle, and you can also see those iridescent flakes, and it's just so dimensional. I really haven't seen anything like this from Holo Taco, and I think it is such a stunning direction that they're going in. So I was really excited about this one. Next up we have the shade Off the Grid. This is another magnetic nail polish. So this time we have a really intense blackened blue base, and then within it we have a coppery sort of magnetic shimmer that also shifts into red, as well as some iridescent blue and green flecks, and we also have a little hollow sparkle running throughout. Now it's hard to see all of the colors before you magnetize it, but honestly I feel like I'm so mesmerized again by this color just on its own without magnetization. It is just so gorgeous. But again, starting off with the velvet style of magnetization, just applying another coat. Honestly, I think on my nail length this one is opaque enough that I could get away with magnetizing the 2nd coat, but just for consistency's sake I am doing the 3rd, and I'm pulling all of that magnetic pigment towards the top so you can really see that reddish orangey copper shimmer come through. And I just love this contrast between the very cool base, the cool toned flakies and shimmer in there, and then the really intense warm tones in the magnetic shimmer. So super cool this way. And then I'm trying it in the cat eye style. Now one thing I noticed with the marketing for this polish is in the promo photos in the cat eye style, I thought this one looked pretty similar to another favorite nail polish of mine, which is Cadillacquer Reliant Supergiant. But I will say once I applied it I realized it didn't really look similar, especially in the cat eye style. It really just reveals this gorgeous deep blackened base. We have that cooler toned green to blue flaky in there, and we also have some hollow sparkle. But just in case anybody's curious seeing them side by side, I will say on camera I think they look more similar, but Cadillacquer is definitely more more of a lighter blue and more of an orangey toned shimmer, as well as larger flakies. So you know me, I'm an enabler. I think that it's okay to own both. I think they're different enough. Then we have the shade Nature Calls, and this is one of the shimmers of the collection. So we have this softer deep blue base that almost has a little bit of like a purpley tone to it. It almost feels like a navy periwinkle, if that color exists. And then within it, we have a whole bunch of iridescent colors. So primarily I can see a lot of iridescent green into pink, but we also have some blue and yellow flecks in there. And basically just whatever way you're moving your nail around, you're gonna see different colors. So it's really fun, really funky. And I love the depth of having a little bit of like a flaky texture in there. Moving on, we have the only cream finish of the collection. This is Feral Forest, and this one is, as you might guess from the name, a forest green cream nail polish. Now on the first coat, it was definitely giving me a little bit more of a crelly vibe, but I ended up getting full coverage in 2 coats on my nails, and I was really impressed with this color. I love that slightly cool toned base to it. I think it's really stunning. I love that it's almost a blackened color, but it's still bright enough that you can see that distinct green color. Really a perfect shade for fall, but it's also going to carry over really nicely into winter as well. And then we have the shade Stop Buggin, another green nail polish because we have been blessed and I love green nail polishes. But this time we are looking at a metallic foil nail polish, and it is just this really intense, very slightly cool toned green. Now, if you have their teal metallic foil from their limited edition David's Tea collab, this one is definitely a warmer toned shade, definitely more of a green, but I will say overall I do think it is slightly on the cooler side. I think it pulls a little warm on me because I have a very yellow undertone, but it's a really gorgeous shade. There's also a little bit of a hollow sparkle in there, so really enjoy this one as well, and I also think this is going to be a really great Christmassy sort of vibe. And then we have the shade Boom Toasted, and I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this one in the bottle, I did not have high hopes for it because I tend to not love sort of pearly yellow shimmers, but as soon as I started applying this one, I immediately fell in love. And just in the first coat, I was like, this is a perfect polish. It definitely feels like a special occasion, elegant kind of color. It would be so perfect for a wedding vibe. And I don't really know much about Disney, but it feels like kind of a Beauty and the Beast sort of vibe to me. We've got this stunning, very golden yellow shimmer in there that almost shifts to a highlighter yellow into greenish sort of shade, and then we also have a hollow sparkle running throughout. There's a little bit of visible nail line, but it's very smooth and even, and it looks very intentional, so that's something else that I absolutely love, just like a sheer vibe that's also very elegant. And I was curious to see this one as a topper. I thought it might be a little bit too opaque to use, but on a whim I decided to try it over Feral Forest, and oh my goodness, I can't even believe that there was a second that I doubted this polish, because this as a topper is unbelievable. So yeah, I will say this one was definitely a surprise favorite for me. I am curious to try it over other colors. I think it's going to be really pretty over like a deep burgundy red as well, but over green you can really see that enhanced green shimmer in there, and again, very foresty, very stunning. And last but not least in this collection, we have the Shooting Star Taco. So this one is a holographic glitter topper. So we have these teeny tiny silver hollow glitters as well as star-shaped silver hollow glitters. So let me show you what it looks like on its own first. Basically, I just spun the nail polish brush around a little bit until I got a few stars on the brush, and I applied it. So I was able to get 2 on my nails naturally, and then I just popped on a third. Now, I know that some people do not like shaped glitter toppers because they can be a little bit tricky to work with, but I feel that I have perfected the easiest way to get the perfect shaped glitter manicure. So let me tell you how I do it. I'm sure you've heard it from me before, but if you haven't, basically I like to wipe off all of the bigger glitters off of the brush and then just apply 1 coat of the background glitter color, so just the small glitters in this case, and then I will use either the bottle brush or sometimes I'll use a toothpick and just pour a little bit out onto a piece of plastic or paper, and then I will just go in and individually apply the glitter shapes in the exact spots that I want until I have the perfect manicure. So in this case, I just popped on 4 little stars and I thought it looked so perfect. perfect. It really feels very evocative of the night sky, and I think it is absolutely stunning. I think that the size of the stars is perfect. They're not lifting up on my nails at all, but of course you do want to do a nice thick coat of a glossy top coat just to make sure that everything stays nice and smooth on the nails. But yeah, absolutely love this one. I think it's going to be perfect over any color. So here are all the polishes together, and I just love the vibe of this collection. I think we have such a perfect moody color story with all of these deep shades, but we have a little bit of a glow in them that just makes them a little bit bright, and it kind of just has like a little spark of flame or life in them that makes them so much fun to me. The variety of different formulas is incredible. I love to see all of the different ways that Holo Taco creates polishes, and I think they really outdid themselves here with the different formulas. The magnetics especially are just stunning and so beyond what I've seen from them before, so I cannot wait to see what else they come up with. It's just such a creative direction. I always love their topper, so no surprise that I love their shooting star, and the rest of the shades are just classic, beautiful colors. Super excited to wear them, and I do think that these colors are good for basically the rest of the year. I do tend to wear my nail polishes seasonally. I know not everybody does, but for me personally, I do love wearing fall colors in the fall and winter colors in the winter, and I do think that this checks both of those boxes. So I feel like I am going to get a lot of wear out of these, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, let's talk about my thoughts a little bit more, and then we can get into pricing and availability. So that is the camping collection, and as you can see, I really love these. I especially love the versatility of that yellow gold shimmer, and I feel like it's going to be so fun to experiment with as a topper. And you probably already know this, but I love magnetics and I love shaped glitter toppers, so very excited about the collection as a whole. Also very excited about the color palette here. We've just got a lot of moody autumnal vibes, but still getting a little bit of that lit from within glow that I always appreciate this time of year. And I feel like I always say this, I am a color story person, so I like to see a color palette that's very cohesive, and I feel like recently Holo Taco has definitely been stepping it up with their color palettes, so it's really fun to see the whole collection together and see how well the colors work when they're next to each other. I just really appreciate that little detail. But like I said, I am just especially excited about the magnetics. I think that it's something that we haven't seen too much of from Holo Taco, but they definitely stepped that up this time as well. We really have such unique dimensional colors, and I just love the color shifts in there as well. I think they did an incredible job with those. So yeah, now let's get into pricing and availability. All of these polishes come in 12 milliliter bottles. They do feature a wide flat brush that has a rounded tip, so application's super easy. And the price does vary based on the formula. So they do vary between $14 USD and $16.50 USD each. The topper and the cream shade are retailing for $14 USD. The magnetics are retailing for $16.50 USD each. And then I believe the rest of the collection is $15 USD each, but I will link everything down in the description. You can check them out if you're interested. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this collection? What do you think of the vibes? What do you think of the color story? And are you planning on picking any of these up, or have you already? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. And if you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I love you all, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. Today's would you rather question, because it's a camping collection, obviously I have to ask, are you a camping, well, I guess it's a would you rather go camping, like through the wilderness with a tent, sleeping under the stars kind of vibes, or would you rather go glamping, which is camping but a little bit more glam, and stay like in a cabin with electricity and have a tub and all that kind of stuff, all the creature comforts, you know? And I feel like based on my past answers in would you rather questions, you probably already know that my answer is I would choose to go glamping. In fact, if I went on a camping trip and we had a cabin, I would stay in the cabin the whole time. I might go outside for like drinking coffee and bonfire and vibes, but I would not go hiking or anything. That's not really my sort of thing. I'm not outdoorsy at all. So yeah, I choose glamping, but I'm curious if I have any followers who would choose like the actual camping vibes, because I feel like that is a lot of fun. It's just not something that I can personally handle. So let me know in the comments. We can chat about it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!